Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe in Vegas back with another review. This is a big one. Big one. Sting and Billy Joel. I know they're titling it Two Icons One Night, but I do believe it's a Billy Joel tour with Sting opening up. Wow. When I saw this was coming, I think he switches on his tour between Sting and Stevie Nicks, depending on who you're getting. Personally, I would have rather had Stevie Nicks, but Sting is definitely not the worst thing to get. Let me start by saying a big fuck you to Las Vegas Department of Transportation. We were running a drop late for sure. Gotta blame us a little bit, but the traffic and the construction getting to the stadium was off the charts. I've gone to the stadium a million times. I know every back way in. I've tried everything, and we got stuck in so much traffic. I just feel like they know there's a concert going on. They could change a couple things. They can make a couple lights a little longer. I just feel that no one gave a shit. So we actually missed half of Sting, which I was pretty upset about. However, honestly, I was going to this show for Billy Joel. So we got to Sting we missed the first 8 songs, which sucks because his set list is short for Sting. It's only 14 songs, and they're all hits, basically. Let me go through Sting's set list. For those, because this is important, as we were trying to figure out what time, Sting goes on at 7:10 exactly. I know this because I missed half the fucking show. He goes on at 7:10. Shit, I was so drunk. I'm trying to think now what time. He played about an hour and 45 minutes maybe. God, Billy went on. Oh, God, I'm all mixed up on time. I think Billy went on at about 8:45. I think that's about right. Sting played from 7:10 to whenever, and Billy went on about 8:45. Okay, so if that helps anybody get there in time. Sting out of the gate, man. So he starts, and I'm so upset I missed this, but Billy Joel made up for it a little bit. Every little thing she does is magic, and then supposedly Billy Joel came on stage, which I think he does at all the shows. So definitely try to get there early and don't miss that like I did. Message in a Bottle, amazing. If I Ever Lose My Faith in You, Englishman in New York, Fields of Gold, Driven to Tears, Can't Stand Losing You, Shape of My Heart. This is where we walked in. So we got some of his. We got some of the big ones also, but it would have been, fuck you, Vegas sometimes. Then he did I Wrote Your Name Upon My Heart. Then he did Walking on the Moon, So Lonely, Desert Rose, which I think is a very underrated song by him. Then he did this stretched out version of Roxanne. And then he closed with Every Breath You Take. Sting sounds, if you haven't seen him, his voice is so unique and it's held up so well. He looks great. He sounds great. He's one of those vampires. I don't know how he looks this good, at this point. I know he does a lot of health, yoga and all these other things and probably eats very well. So it's held pretty well for him. I can't really rate this. I'm not going to rate it because I missed half the show, but I could tell you, get there early. You will not be disappointed with Sting. You really get a good bang for your buck with either him or Stevie Nicks for what you're paying. The concert tickets, I paid about $300. I got them. This is one of the rare times. I love Billy Joel. Billy Joel for me is got to be top 3 or 5 in my life for sure. I think a lot of people can relate to this line. Billy Joel is the soundtrack of my life. I have eras when I'm into, harder rock. I have eras when I'm into softer rock. I have eras that I'm into all different things. But when he was at his peak, when I was a little kid, man, I just feel like I've been listening to this man consistently for my entire life. And like I was telling the girls with last night, like scenes in an Italian restaurant, when I was 11 and my parents were getting divorced, it wasn't such a common thing back then. And you have Billy Joel singing about Brenda and Eddie splitting up. It was a little kid connecting to music that made you feel better, that you weren't alone. That kind of shit throughout my life. When you're a young kid and you're starting to fall for girls for the first time, and his ballads and his music, I mean, fuck, man. I got emotional a lot. I think a lot of people get emotional at Billy Joel show because it's just, you just get goosebumps down your arms. I mean, it's a 65,000 person sing along. I think I said that the last time I saw him. So I got tickets early. I think I paid 300 and something for them. We were in section 132, which to me is great for Allegiant. I don't like stadium shows. Usually on stadium shows, like when you go see the Stones or anybody there, they have that runway that goes out into the middle of the stadium, which is great. These guys are old. They don't have a runway. Billy Joel's not running down a runway to the middle of the stadium. So it really sucks for a stadium atmosphere because you are really far from him. No matter where you sit, you're just far from him. And he sits most of the show at his piano, but you just have to say, hey, it is what it is. I'm getting one of the best of all time, and I don't know how much longer he's going to be doing this. So no complaints from me. Let me get into his set list. And here's the thing with Billy Joel. This show is incredible. I mean, there are very few shows where I know every single word to every single song. I didn't take a lot of pictures. I didn't even take a lot of video because I just wanted to enjoy it. I didn't want to be in work mode. But there's nothing he can do. He has so many hits. I loved this show, and he probably didn't play half of the songs that I would love to hear. He didn't play some of his biggest hits. He didn't play songs like, Good Night Saigon or Captain Jack or a million other songs that are just, those just rolled off my tongue. Let's see if I can, just going through a list of Billy Joel songs that he didn't sing. She's Always a Woman, Say Goodbye to Hollywood. I think he's got two different set lists, and I think Say Goodbye to Hollywood is on another one. Did he do Only the Good Die Young? I don't remember. I think he did, yeah. I think he did Only the Good Die Young. Yeah. Angry Young Man, The Longest Time, Good Night Saigon, Captain Jack, Miami 2017, which might be one of my favorite Billy Joel songs, and I know he plays it on a different set list, but I've seen him 4 or 5 times, and I've always missed that. Anyway, let's talk about what he did play. I was surprised he didn't play that new song, Turn the Lights Back On, which I think is great, but the problem you have with Billy, I really think he needs to play 2 nights in every town. I really do. I think he needs to play 2 nights. I think he will sell out both nights and just play most of his catalog between both nights. But what are you going to do? He started with My Life, God, the best. Pressure, The Entertainer, An Innocent Man, Big Man on Mulberry Street. And thank God he probably got a letter or someone knocked on his door and said, hey, Joe missed half of Sting, so he didn't get to see you on Sting. Can you bring Sting out? That's probably what happened because Sting came out and they did Big Man on Mulberry Street, which Sting's voice was perfect for that song. Vienna, which has gotten a new life on the internet. It deserves it. I don't even think it was such a big hit back in the day. Moving Out. Then someone screamed out from the crowd, Stop in Nevada. I don't even know this Billy Joel song, but he played it. It says here it was the first time since 2018. He played it, obviously, because we're in Nevada. He played Viva Las Vegas somewhere. He tried it for like a minute at the end. I'll get to that. But I like that song. I never heard it. I don't think I've ever heard it. I thought I knew all the Billy Joel songs. I don't know where that song came from. New York State of Mind, top of the heap for Billy Joel music. I mean, that is New York in a nutshell. That is all the grit and attitude of New York. Allentown, Keeping the Faith, Only the Good Die Young, Sometimes a Fantasy, The River of Dreams. Somewhere in there, the percussionist came out and she sang River Deep, Mountain High from Tina Turner. Then he does this at every show, and I have very mixed results about this. He does when his guitarist comes out and sings Nessun Dorma, which is a opera song everybody knows. The guy's awesome. It's a great moment of the show. He's fantastic, and I'm sure Billy does it because he needs a break. But, God, those 3 minutes, I would rather hear any of the other Billy Joel songs than hear that. But I'm torn on that. It's a nice moment. Then Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, to me, is Billy Joel's greatest accomplishment. He's got a lot, and that says something, given the music that he's written. To me, that's just probably my favorite Billy Joel song, but up there. And he just slays it. And then he sings Piano Man, which is just the whole stadium singing along like we're drunk at a bar. It's just perfection. The lights go on. You just get chills. It's such a great moment. There was a lot of chills for me in this concert. Did the encore, came out, sing We Didn't Start the Fire, which is becoming more and more poignant over the years. I always said the guy, I think, forgot what band did it. Some band did a sequel of it, and they really blew it. Billy should really do a sequel to We Didn't Start the Fire because a lot has happened in this world since that song. Uptown Girl, just MTV up your ass, man. That was the time when Kim and Christy Brinkley and the video, and that was just peak commercial Billy Joel for sure. Great song. Then he did a little Viva Las Vegas. He kind of gave up halfway through. He's like, all right, whatever. Still rock and roll to me. Big shot, and you may be right. Man, so good. So good. So good. You have to experience it. If you're a Billy Joel fan and you've never seen him, you have to experience it in your life. It is just hit after hit after hit. And like I said, he doesn't play half of his hits. It's insane. It's insane for a concert to be this good and you didn't hear half the songs you wanted to hear. That's how good he is. That's how I will go spend every penny I have to see this guy every time he plays anywhere within an hour or two of where I live. As should you. On a scale of 1 to 10, I think it's a 9.9. The only reason it's not a 10 is because I don't get all the music I want to hear, and it's a little disappointing. I know he doesn't play songs like Captain Jack, but he does play other songs that I didn't get, and there's nothing you could do about that. That's not his fault. That's just time. He's an old man. He already did 23 songs. Well, he's not Taylor Swift. He can't do 34, and if he did 34, it wouldn't even be enough. He is a legacy artist, and so is Sting. I'm not thinking anything about Sting. These artists don't exist anymore. You're not going to have these artists. Cardi B is not going to be singing Wet Ass Pussy 50 years from now. And if she is, nobody will care. He has written so much timeless music. This is some of the best music, in my opinion, but I know a lot of people agree, that's ever been written. He is a national treasure. He looks old. I get emotional thinking about a time that these guys won't be touring anymore. It's coming. It's coming really fucking fast. They're old. He's old. I'm old. We're old. Get it in, man. Get it in. Get it in as much as you can. Fuck the money. You can't take it with you. If Billy Joel is coming to see you, whether it's with Stevie Nicks, who's amazing live, and Sting, who's amazing live, don't matter. Go see Billy Joel, whatever it costs, whatever you do. If you got to sit in the last row and that's all you can afford, go do it. If you love the guy, if like you, like me, he is the soundtrack of your life, which, again, I mean, whether you're just a hard worker, what's it called, a blue-collar worker here in Allentown, you're a fisherman here in Downeaster, Alexa, he is such a relatable guy. I loved it. 9.9. Very confident in that score. I wish I can go see it again. I would go see that 10 nights in a row. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. If you were there, leave some comments. See if anybody else got stuck in that traffic. It was terrible. And I will see you at the next show. Subscribe. Bye-bye.